This video is so insensitive because actually...
No, we're gonna be adults today. I think that by this point, the fandom, or at least whoever watches me, knows that RuPaul's Drag Race is a highly produced reality show that is used to further keep RuPaul relevant and rich on the backs of the work of drag queens just looking to get their big break. A show that started as a parody of reality shows now has become a reality show that needs to be parodied. Drag Race, instead of allowing each season to run its course with the competition playing out naturally, uses production meddling and judges lying to steer who they want to win towards the finale. And then, in the finale, once they see that a certain queen may have the support of the fans, and after editing her to at least be one of the three main characters, most of the time, justice for Jada, they crown the said queen. Sometimes these crownings are done to further push a narrative about the show or about RuPaul. For example, BB winning season 1 because her storyline was that she was most like RuPaul, aka if you want to be America's Next Drag Superstar, you have to be like RuPaul. I'm not making this up, go watch that season. Sharon winning season 4 meant that Drag Race is now cool and edgy. Violet winning season 7 was RuPaul being like,
"How do you do, fellow kids?"
You know the drill. If there's a controversy or a raging political issue happening in the USA, RuPaul will jump on that to either make people forget about his immoral stances and actions, or he will do that to make his show seem as progressive as possible. But only at face value, of course. Regular seasons are kinda harder to predict, because we don't know the queens, and it's also the production's first time working with them, so they need a couple of episodes to figure out their winner picks. However, with All-Star seasons, it's kind of been a trend that every season was made for somebody to win them. All-Stars 1 was made for Chad, given that the story of season 4 was that either Chad or Sharon were going to win it. Whoever loses season 4 wins All-Stars 1. Alaska campaigned so hard and for so long for an All-Stars 2 appearance, and she was in a similar boat as Chad. She could have easily won season 5 had it not been for the stronger story of Jinx versus her Alaska talks. All-Stars 3, as I've shown in a video from quite a time ago, was made for Ben de la Creme to win it, but the challenges were also geared a little bit towards Trixie as well, who did end up winning. All-Stars 4 ensured that they would crown a queen of color with the way that the season was cast. They knew that Pheromone could never reach the top 2 in the finale, so even if Trinity were to end up being there, they could easily pick the other queen to win. Only problem is, Trinity ruined their plans by being the season's best competitor, and quite a stronger competitor than Monet, sadly. We also know that Shea was winning an All-Star season, whichever she would appear on, after her losing the season 9 crown in the finale. All-Star 6's winner in Kylie was there to show that, no guys, RuPaul does not have a history of transphobia, and in fact is not mildly sexist. Who told you that? All-Star 7, I would say, was probably the only one that actually disproved the idea that the production had, to show that the newer queens and All-Stars winners could hang with the older regular season winners, with Raja and Jinx sweeping the floor with the rest of the competition. And lastly, All-Stars 8 was absolutely made for Jimbo to win after her loss on UK versus the World. So, as you have seen in the title, this video is about who I think this season of Drag Race could have been made for, or rather, who is going to be pushed the hardest. This season is a charity-based season, meaning that the queens compete for a charity. It's a good thing that the 8 charities present in the season are getting such mainstream exposure, given that some are less known than others. Furthermore, the cash prize and the tips the queens will receive throughout the season are going towards a good cause, so I cannot fault the season too much on its reliance on ideology of making RuPaul look better. Now, of course, sure, the show's getting good press and it makes RuPaul look like a saint, but at the same time, it's actually helping someone for a change, which is good. However, the thing is, some queens realistically just don't seem like possible contenders for the crown, even if they were given straight up advantages for each challenge. I'm talking about Jorgeous and Vanjie. Even though supporting all of these charities is a good thing, supporting some would give the show more clout with the regular viewers that only look at the show at face value. That's why I'm unsure about Roxxxy and Plastique winning this season. Now don't get me wrong, Roxxxy in a realistic setting, in an actual competition, beats all of the rest at pretty much anything, with her weakest suit being stand-up. But knowing how comedy-heavy Drag Race is nowadays, I can see her struggling there. But then again, the cast is not really comedy-heavy, so who could out-comedy Roxxxy? Nina West? Sure, if you're a child. Gottmik? Sure, if you find the Valley Girl / Mean Girl stereotype funny more than once. Miracle of Love, the charity that Roxxxy is playing for, from what I could see, is based in Florida, so it's not as widespread as the show would want it to be. Instead of being pushed towards the crown, I see the production doing to Roxxxy what they did to Raja on All Star 7, taking away wins and top 2 placements from her due to her not being a new era queen. Plastique, similarly to Roxxxy, is playing for a charity that I doubt the show cares about, the Asian American Foundation. As we know, the USA, and thus the show, sees the country as black and white, literally and figuratively. Therefore, and even with season 16's winner of Nymphia being of Taiwanese descent, even if Plastique does well, I don't see the show pushing her towards that win. In this boat, I think we can also include Shannel. Yes, mental health awareness is now a very popular subject, and with RuPaul yapping about her inner saboteurs, it's clear that there is some interest in the subject from the show there. But I think we all know that RuPaul's views on mental health are alternative. Let's use that word. So yeah, my 3 picks for the queens that are going to be pushed towards the win, or most likely to win, are Angeria, Gottmik, and Nina West. All 3 were good contestants on their original seasons, in varying degrees of course, so them getting a little help here or there will most likely be negligible. Furthermore, they're all playing for pretty well-known in the US charities, some that the show has already worked with also. Out of the 3, I would say that Angeria is the least likely pushed towards the win, solely because of how the show treated her on season 14. Gottmik winning would give the show good press amidst the transgender debates going on in the US, as well as helping the Trans Lifeline charity, which is a good thing of course. But on the other hand, Nina West is helping the Trevor Project, that again the show has worked with, that helps queer people in general. Furthermore, Nina has been vocal about going against the drag bans in the US, and if you've seen my previous video, you know that I think it's silly to fight against those bans on a show that the people that are against drag don't watch. But still, I don't doubt that it's going to play a huge factor. And with that, also, some people have mentioned that Nina's political views are, well, not something a sane person would really agree with in regards to the whole Israel and Palestine situation, with Nina allegedly supporting Israel. I'm saying allegedly just to cover my ass. Some people believe that she's not going to be pushed by the production because of those views. My dude, must I remind you that the USA supports Israel, and must I remind you that Drag Race is just an extension of that? In general, you would be surprised how many people are actually supporting Israel still. Just look at what's happening at Eurovision now. But I also wanted to see what you all thought. Most people are saying that it's probably going to be Angeria or Roxxxy winning the season, which I totally can see happening. There's also a fair amount of people mentioning Gottmik. But anyways, drop your comments telling me how horrible of a person I am and just how too much I am reading into everything. Also, tell me how heartless I am on a scale from 1 to 10. Anyways, please vote for Croatia tomorrow night. Okay, thanks, bye.